trip?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic
I'm
time.
so happy.
I almost didn't leave Rome.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're back. I love back in here.
Yeah, it almost
Yeah.
get her off the boat.
Yeah, well, at least you're back in.
I'm in love here.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
What was the best part?
Well, I love,
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys played the
just
Panthers?
all that
Yeah.
old stuff.
Yeah.
That and beautiful.
Yeah.
And how did they move that?
Oh, 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. We first we went to Amsterdam for a week, and then we were on the Rhine, and then we spent another week.
Wonderful. Good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the only bad thing is my neck got out of joint.
Oh, no. Were you on a cruise?
We for part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but the airplane ride. So,
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah.
fell asleep and woke up going, oh man, and pillows that are wine, you know. I have a special pillow at home. In fact, I'm thinking I need to create a special travel pillow that I.
You have to.
Yeah.
We went to Portugal, France, and Spain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the plane ride was, it's,
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
thank you for your help. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Yeah, no, but it's a, we do it on. So you're good with the.
Darnold. Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Are you, sir? Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. So I just sent an email for February 19th. Yeah, so let's see. Always nice to you. Women are pretty nice. Hey, how is okay, so I'll expect 5 to 7.
Hey, Chief. How you doing? Good to see you.
All right.
Good. Good.
What is that? Oh, I was going to say, we definitely guys are part of it. Chew them out. Chew them out.
Yeah.
Chew them out.
Remember me?
Thanks, Rich. Yeah. Oh, Jerry, I see. The time being 6:30 p.m., I'd like to call this meeting in order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Murdoch. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert.
Here.
Councilmember Patassi.
Here.
Councilmember Kettering.
Here.
And Mayor Barrios.
Here, please note, all 5 of us are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation provided by Clifton Curry of Mountain View Church. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we are grateful for our community of Oakdale. We're grateful for the people that serve to make it what it is. And we pray for your blessings in this new year. I pray for guidance for the leaders and those making decisions. We pray and ask for safety for those serving us, with our police, our fire, and just our servants all over this city. We're honored as we look around and just see so many people volunteering time and helping. I'm always astounded of this community that really does seem to love each other and take care of each other. May that be a spirit that continues throughout this year, and just continue to guide, direct our leaders. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, so this evening we have the honor of recognizing the Oakdale Saddle Club for having the California Pro Rodeo Circuit Medium Rodeo of the Year. So I'll go ahead and have Norm and Ed come up to the mic to say a few words on what that really means. I know I was scrolling through Facebook one day and I recognized Oakdale Rodeo was on there, Oakdale Saddle Club, and that's pretty cool.
That means the rodeo has come home. It's back home where it belongs. We are number one.
Oh, of course. Okay, so
That's
can
a
you
bit.
tell us a little bit about what that means and how you found out?
The roadies are set up by added money, large indoor, outdoor, 2, 3 day, 4 day rodeos. We kind of come in the middle of that with the two day outdoor rodeo. So the amount of added money we put up is what categorizes that. The contestants vote on which rodeo does the best. As far as how they put the rodeo on, how they take care of the people, the contestants, and so it goes from that. That's how we got picked, and we got selected to be the biggest one. We've been there before. It's been a while. With the city and everything you guys do for us and help us out doing that, we're able to add more money to the rodeo. Hopefully one day get to be at the top end of the big, but probably not for a while, so. But that's how we got there.
Well, I love it. So you guys didn't actually know when it was shown on social media. You didn't hear yet, is that correct?
We knew we were in the top 5.
But you didn't know you were the winner,
know
right?
We had won it.
I
And if
love
we had
that.
known, we'd have had some of our people maybe not be so active the night before, so they could have been there to pick up the award. Is that politically correct? I'm getting better at it, so.
You're great. So Norm, tell us how long you've been with the Oakdale Saddle Club?
I've been there 37 years.
37 years, and that's beautiful.
He's been there longer than me.
And you're the past president for many years, many
Many
moons,
years,
and you
off
put up
on.
with
A
me a
total of
lot.
About 20, off and on. So.
20, I love it. And then Ed,
37 years.
37
Went in
years.
the same time.
oh my. I love it. Well, I thank you guys very much.
I'm the current president, a past president, a past board member. I have stayed very active with the Saddle Club. Now, during our prayer, our commented about the volunteers in this community. This rodeo wouldn't be here without the volunteers in this community. We have nobody paid to put that rodeo on within our community. We do it ourselves, and it's not just club members, it's the Lions clubs, it's anybody who wants to get involved, your CATS organization, your public works, I mean, and your police department, your fire department. I mean, it literally takes a village to put that rodeo on, so you should share in that award, very much so.
Well, we love to hear that. We do love our volunteers, and they go all over town for us, that's for
they
sure.
do.
So thank you for sharing that. We just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And we look forward to, of course, Cowgirl Luncheon.
Yeah.
And the rodeo.
Yeah.
We'll be right over there
Right.
for a picture with you guys.
Okay.
Got it? Hey, you know we don't have. We're gonna check the picture anyway, so we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Congratulations. It's a big deal. Always. That's what I'm saying. All right. All right, any additions or deletions to the agenda, City Manager?
None.
Okay, now's the time for public comment. Anyone wishing to provide public comment, please come up to the mic. You will have 3 minutes, and please state your name. Seeing none?
Can I add something? Or, sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, no.
Okay. City Council consent agenda, item number 9. Any council member want to pull an item to discuss? If not, this is an action item.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I second that.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Kettering?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert? Yes. Councilmember Murdoch? Yes. Councilmember Patassi? Yes. And Mayor Barrios?
Yes, this item passes 5-0. Thank you, Colleen. All right, public hearing. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing regarding the parking of commercial vehicles on Ackley Circle during sporting events.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. Before you tonight is consideration of amending Oakdale Municipal Code, Chapter 18, Section 8, prohibiting the parking of large commercial vehicles on Ackley Circle during sporting events. A little background on the TL Davis Sports Park. It hosts soccer, baseball, softball, multiple sports fields out there. We have approximately 1,800 registered youth soccer players, thousands of families, family members, and spectators. Major tournaments attract 2,500 to 3,000 daily attendees, and the sports facility is used year-round. Current parking issues around Ackley Circle. It provides on-street parking only for the sports complex. There is no other parking lot there at this time. It's striped for passenger vehicles parallel and diagonal on both Ackley Circle and Warnerville, limiting spaces that cannot be expanded. And it's common for large commercial vehicles to regularly park there, especially Friday through Sunday and they park taking up numerous parking stalls for the sporting events. And one semi-tractor can occupy 4 to 6 passenger spots into the parking spots and into the travel lanes. And there's a lot of safety concerns and frustrations expressed from the different sporting groups. Families are forced to park far away when there's plenty of spots right there that are just taken up by the tractor trailers. There's challenges for disabled spectators, strollers, and coolers. Creates traffic congestion and hazards, and we get numerous complaints from sports associations and tournament directors. So essentially, this is their cry for help, and this is how staff felt that it would be best to answer their cry for help. Viable alternatives exist. There's a lot of industrial parking out there. A lot of them are just waiting there to service the facilities around there. But the facilities are keeping their gates locked at that time to keep, and for obvious reasons, to keep the families from parking in those spots. So they're keeping it parked so that families can't use it, but they're also keeping it locked. And then the big rigs can't get in there to load or unload their products. So essentially, there's no operational need for big rigs to park on Ackley Circle. Key provisions of the ordinance applies only to Ackley Circle from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So if the big rigs park there overnight, no harm, no foul. Prohibits commercial vehicles of a GVRW of greater than 10,000 pounds or 26 feet in length. There's exceptions up to 30 minutes for active loading and unloading, and it does not obstruct traffic or parking, and signs are to be posted. Fiscal impact is minimal, with Public Services ordering the signs that I estimate to be 12 to 1,800 to go around the sports field, notifying big rigs that parking is not allowed there. And then for enforcement, we'll just use the existing police budget, which I think will be minimal. So staff recommendation is to introduce and conduct the first reading of the attached ordinance amending Chapter 18, Section 8 of the Oakdale Municipal Code to prohibit parking of large commercial vehicles on Ackley Circle, and schedule a second reading and adoption for the next city council meeting. And with that, I'll take questions.
Jerry, thank you for bringing this up to council. I know with the new gas station going in there at the corner, we're going to lose a lot of parking.
Can I add one thing that I didn't put in here?
Of course.
I appreciate that, and I've been thinking a lot about this with the opening of the Gregor Sports Complex. I know we have some parking issues there, and a lot of it's contributed because of this, because of the big rig parking, but I think with the opening of the Gregor Sports Park, that's going to alleviate some of the parking issue that we have down there. So in combination with opening the Gregor Sports Park and prohibiting the big rigs, I think it achieves kind of our parking goals that we had down there and the challenges that needed to be met.
This is great, especially since baseball season's coming up. How will this be policed? Will there be a number on the sign to say call 2231 if they have see the big rigs out there?
The no parking signs will be consistent with all the no parking signs throughout town.
Okay.
I don't foresee this being an issue.
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
just letting them know that they can't park there from 6 to 9, and we'll keep it open for the families. Once they realize that they can't park there during this time, they're either going to move it into the industrial area or they're going to find somewhere else to park.
Perfect. Any questions for Jerry?
Answer about the signage, I had a question about signage and how it was gonna be posted, and let the trucks know and the drivers know.
Okay. All right, the public hearing is now open. It's now time to take public comment. Go ahead and come up to the mic. You'll have 3 minutes and state your name.
All right, Christopher Smith, blah, 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 blah. Quick question, and I don't want to put you under the gun, but what if somebody parks there? Is it a $40 ticket? Because I'd pay $40 to park in a convenient space. I'm serious,
Yeah, it would-
and so would a big rig. You
No,
know,
I like the
$40.
question. I like the way you phrase it.
What's the fine, and/or are we
It-
going to tow big rigs out of there?
We're not going to tow them. We
Okay.
don't have the authority to tow them.
Okay.
What the fine will be our typical no parking. I'd have to look at a citation, which I don't have readily available. I think it's like $25 or $40.
That's what I'm saying. It's a $25 parking fee, which is probably not going to sway a lot of people from parking their big rigs there. So it's just consideration.
Jerry, how
That's it.
many
Thank you.
times
Thank you.
can people get the same ticket before they can get towed? Or is there no?
I believe it's 5 unpaid parking citations, and then you can either lock the vehicle in place or tow it.
So it's only if they're unpaid?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
I could be incorrect on that, so let me look up the law, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
To Christopher's point, it seems like this ought to be more a bigger deal than a regular parking ticket, because that's not a bad deal when you're looking for a place to park and you're taking 4 or 5 parking spaces. If you're taking 4 or 5 parking spaces, this ought to be 4 or 5 times the amount, and it ought to be posted. Do you think, or not?
I think that they feel like they can park there right now, and they can because they've been doing it. I think when the no parking signs go up, generally the big rig drivers are more conscientious than regular drivers, in my opinion, and through my law enforcement experience. So I believe that when they see the no parking signs go up there, they're going to try to follow it. Most people are good in nature and want to follow the law and want to follow the rules. I don't foresee this being an issue. It's an issue now because they can do that. It's been allowed. Well, whereas we change this, it's going to be the regular no parking fine. If it doesn't change the behavior and it doesn't correct the issue that we're trying to correct, then we can come back with a higher fine at that time. My recommendation is to try this, and if we don't get any traction on this, then I'll bring it back.
Understood, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
The public hearing is now closed. Would a council member like to make a motion on this item?
I motion that we accept item 7 of tonight's agenda. Is that 7?
10.1.
10.1 of tonight's agenda. Thank you.
I second that motion.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Murdoch,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Kettering,
Yes.
Councilmember Patassi,
Yes.
and Mayor Barrios.
Yes, this item passes 5-0. Thank you, Colleen. All right, 10.2.
Okay, good evening again.
Good evening.
Before you tonight is consideration of amending Chapter 36-18.26 of the Oakdale Municipal Code to assume local enforcement responsibility for mobile home parks and special occupancy parks, also known as the HCD Local Enforcement Agency, or LEA. So I'm going to remind you of one thing, which was at our last council meeting, we brought to you the addition of the community compliance officer, and they would be assisting with this. Currently, right now, mobile home parks in Oakdale, we currently have 5, if I added correctly, approximately 650 regulated spaces. We have no special occupancy, in other words, no RV parks currently exist. And the enforcement of these parks are currently handled by the State Housing and Community Development. Benefits of assuming local enforcement agency status: we retain all the permit and inspection fees locally, faster response times, and more consistent code enforcement. It'll integrate with the existing neighborhood code enforcement program and use existing qualified staff in code enforcement and public services division. You might not be aware, but we do have, I made you aware that we have 5, but we have 1 that was not in compliance for years and years. Public Services Director Gravel attempted several times to get them into compliance, and with no success, not because he didn't try hard, but it was because we didn't have the authority to get them into compliance. So it's a rundown neighborhood that could have been prevented had we had local control, in our estimation. So our local capabilities: we have the Code Enforcement Division that's handled through the Oakdale Police Department. They'd handle the violations and complaints, and the Public Services Division would handle permitting and inspections. Staff is trained and qualified for annual inspections, permits, and responses. And we have, if we take local control, it's in the law that we have to use official HCD forms and the state fee schedule. Key provisions of the ordinance: it adds 36-18.26 to the municipal code, declares intent to assume full law enforcement LEA responsibility effective July 1st, 2026. We have to notify HCD of our date, of our intended date to take over responsibility. It designates police, code enforcement, and public services as the enforcing agencies. It adopts state fees, forms, and program objectives, and we can commit to full compliance through inspections and cooperative enforcement. Fiscal impact, I think it's going to be neutral. The city will retain the estimated 40,000 in annual permits to operate, but those also go back into staff time for inspections and that sort of stuff. Minimal additional staff time because it'll be absorbed within the existing budgets. So staff recommends City Council introduce and conduct the first reading of the ordinance amending Chapter 36 by adding Section 18.26 and schedule a second reading and adoption for the next regular council meeting, and declare the city's intention to assume full LEA enforcement responsibility effective July 1st, 2026. I know it's a little complicated, so I'm here for questions.
Any
Jerry,
questions for?
out of the 650 spaces, do we know how many are owner occupied or how many are rented? And when it comes to the ones that are renting, this is going to help hold their landlords accountable for upkeeping their units, correct?
We don't know how many are owner occupied or rented, and it would be the owner's responsibility for it to be compliant with municipal codes here in Oakdale.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Jerry?
Earlier you said Mr. Gravel did a good job of going after it, but there wasn't much movement, so we're adding this to our ordinance so we can have more power and more, momentum with something like this. What happens if they just continue to disregard
So
what we're
that's
trying to enforce? Like,
that's actually where we're taking the jurisdiction of it, where we can actually use our municipal codes to gain compliance, just like we do with Civica when we have a property that isn't up to our standards. We can put them into receivership, just like we did with Kmart.
Okay.
The old Kmart building, when the old owners wouldn't maintain the building and the property to our standards, we just went after them with our code enforcement. Essentially, you issue the administrative cites, and when the administrative cites aren't handled appropriately, unfortunately, we put a lien on the property until either it's fixed and they pay the administrative fine that the city's assessed.
Okay, thanks. That's what I was getting at.
Any other questions for Jerry?
I think this will be really positive for the city because every time I've gone on a ride along, that same facility that you mentioned is where the police have to go, and I imagine they go there maybe 7+ times a week. So this will really reduce the amount of times that our police is having to waste at these calls when Diana or the person that we're hiring could be taking care of this. So thank you.
I have another question. What happens if we encounter, say, maybe an elderly or just somebody that just can't afford to get it in compliance? What is there going to be an assistance type possibility, or
It would fall under the same rules that we do with a house that's not in one of the mobile home parks. That they would have to seek services to get that assistance.
Gotcha. Thanks.
All right, the public hearing is now open. It's now time to take public comment. Please come up to the mic. You'll have 3 minutes, and please state your name. Seeing none, public hearing is now closed. I will open the item for city council discussion and/or make a motion.
Motion to approve item 10-2.
I'll second that.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Kettering,
Yes.
Councilmember Murdoch. Yes. Councilmember Patassi,
Yes.
and Mayor Barrios.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Jerry. All right, 11.1.
All right, good evening, Mayor.
Good evening, Chief.
Council.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
So tonight, I am presenting on purchasing a couple vehicles for the police department. So tonight, we're considering a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2026 Ford Interceptor from Hayden Ford for $59,237.60, and outfitting that vehicle with emergency equipment installed by Jay's Tires for $28,294.19 for a total amount of $87,531.79. And that will come from the Vehicle Replacement Fund 530. Also, the second vehicle authorizing the purchase of a 2025 Chevy Blazer EV, so it's an electric vehicle, from Steve Chevrolet for $63,755.71, and outfit that vehicle with emergency equipment installed by Jay's Tires for $22,697.50 for a total amount of $86,453.21. And that will come from our supplemental law enforcement fund. And we're going to be surplusing two vehicles, 30 and 58. So the first vehicle, Vehicle 30, it's a 2016 Chevy Tahoe. It was identified for replacement during fiscal year 23-24. This vehicle has over 129,400 miles and should be removed from the patrol fleet due to its high maintenance costs and declining reliability. Vehicle 30's lack of trustworthiness presents a significant risk to officer safety and operational efficiency. Not only just the high cost for maintenance, it's kind of, the pictures aren't the greatest, but the interior is pretty worn out and torn up. It has a lot of tears in the seats, and you can't really see it, but the floorboard on the driver's side has a pretty good hole in it from the just wear and tear of the officer's boots getting out of the vehicle. And that's a picture of the vehicle there. What we're asking is to replace 30 with a 2026 Ford Interceptor purchased from Hayden Ford here in Oakdale. Comes with a standard warranty, 3-year, 36,000 mile, and a 5-year, 100,000 mile. And also, again, the emergency equipment to be installed by Jay's Tires, which is in Turlock. Second vehicle we're asking to surplus is Vehicle 58. It's a 2023 Ford Mach-E electric vehicle, which was involved in a solo vehicle accident earlier last year. Sedgwick Appraisals deemed the vehicle a total loss, and this vehicle will be salvaged through Copart Auto. And we're asking to replace that vehicle with a 2025 Chevy Blazer, another electric vehicle from Steve Chevrolet here in Oakdale. And it comes with a 7-year warranty. For us, electric vehicles have proven to be less expensive to operate overall, and they're exceptionally reliable. And with the purchase of both the vehicles tonight, we'll be at a 50% electric vehicle and a gas vehicle for our fleet. And this is, I just felt it would be good just to kind of show you where we're at with our vehicles right now for patrol. This is where we currently stand right now to include the vehicles we're surplusing and the motorcycles there. So I'll be back next year asking for another replacement if that Explorer stays where it's at now. So, and the fiscal impact for the vehicles, the cost to replace Vehicle 30 is $59,237.60. And purchasing the vehicle emergency equipment will cost another $28,294.19 for a total of $87,531.79. The purchase is budgeted from the Vehicle Replacement Fund 530, and the second vehicle replacing number 58 is $63,755.71, and the purchase of and installation of the emergency equipment will cost $22,697.50 for a total of $86,453.21. And the purchase of that vehicle will be made from our supplemental law enforcement fund. So our recommendation tonight is to adopt the resolution authorizing staff to purchase a 2026 Ford Interceptor from Hayden Ford for $59,237.60, outfit with emergency vehicle equipment installed by Jay's Tires for $28,294.19 for a total of $87,531.79. And our second vehicle, purchase a 2025 Chevy Blazer electric vehicle from Steve Chevrolet for $63,755.71, outfit with emergency vehicle equipment installed by Jay's Tires for $22,697.50, which a total of $86,453.21 using funds from our supplemental law enforcement fund, and then surplus both 30 and 58. Any questions?
Well, I just love that we're using Steve Chevrolet and Hayden Ford, and that tax dollars, those monies come right back to us. Can you remind the public what's the savings going from a gas vehicle to this electric vehicle?
Absolutely. I don't have exact numbers, but from our last couple of years of having electric vehicles, we're looking at about $100,000. Jerry can help me with this, but $100,000 a year in savings from just having half the fleet electric, half gas. which I think is a good combination for us. I don't think we want to put all our eggs in the basket for electric. Even with that savings, power outages, there's multi-factors of having gas still for our fleet. So, but maybe Jerry can, if my numbers are off.
I looked at the numbers the other day. Our highest year in fuel consumption was 115,000, and then our last year fuel consumption for the police department was 36,000.
Beautiful.
What's the maintenance for electrical vehicles? Is there?
Very low. Brakes and tires, that's about it.
We go through a little more tires because of the weight of the vehicle, but not that much more. No oil changes on those vehicles. It seems like our electric vehicles definitely are more reliable. They're just not in the shop. They're not being cared for. So, or in the shop, meaning, yeah.
I have a question.
Chief?
For like how the mayor brought up we're using local people. Jay's Tire Shop is in Turlock. When I read through all 215 pages the other day, I looked to see if there was more bids or quotes. I didn't see any. We have 5 tire shops in Oakdale. Is there a reason why we didn't did we reach out to local folks?
We did not, and I'll explain why. Good question. So,
Because it's $50,990.
Chief, let me handle this.
oh,
one.
I got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So Jay's Tires started as a tire shop. They started as a tire shop so they could have the facility. Once they had the facility, they were up and running that business. They wanted to expand their business. So we're not using them because they are a tire shop. We're using them because they actually do police builds. So
They do
it's,
full-on police builds.
that's all that we're using them for. We're not using them as a tire shop. We're using them as a vehicle outfitter.
Is there anybody in town capable of doing that too, or no?
The next closest is Elk Grove.
Correct. We have used in the past and in Fresno. The only thing about Fresno is the drive.
Yeah.
It's a full day to get there, work out any contracts or whatever with the company, and wait for the car and bring it back. So,
I was just curious. It's a pretty penny. I was just
a
curious
lot.
if we could use it here or not.
yeah.
But
And
thank you for-
that's just not installation. That's all the equipment that goes into
Yeah.
the cars too
Yeah.
as well. So,
There's a good breakdown in there.
Yeah, the
Everything,
actual
so-
breakdown, the installation is only $7,000-8,000 in labor, but most of that cost goes towards equipment.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, I'm a cheapskate, and also maybe I'm just coming to terms with being old because I graduated in 2016. But could you please explain to me what you mean when it has high maintenance costs and declining reliability?
Sure. 30 is probably the best example. What was it, a 2016 Chevy Blazer, or Tahoe, excuse me. It is in the shop constantly, and when it is in the shop, obviously it's taking staff time to fix it, and whatever is broken or needs repairing needs to be fixed. So the car being down, then having to use another vehicle in the fleet. So that's part of that, but the other part is if we're out on a call and something happens to it, the officer's stranded. Most of the time we're running 2 officers, maybe 3 in the field at any given time. And if we have one officer down that's stranded somewhere on a car that's broke down or not reliable, then we're only down to 2 more officers until we get that one fixed and back to the shop.
Thank you so
Let me
much.
add that the 125,000 is fairly high for a police department to be running their vehicles to. At some of my previous agencies, at 85,000, no matter what the condition of the vehicle, they would get rid of it just for the reliability that the chief is speaking to.
Most vehicles, or most police agencies are about 85 to 100,000 miles replacing cars. It's a lot of wear and tear in those cars. Fast stop, go fast, go slow. It's in and out. A lot of wear and tear. They put a lot of miles on those cars.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Chief?
I have a question, maybe Jerry would want to answer that. Supplemental law enforcement fund that's paying for this is different than what others may think. Can you describe that for us?
I'll refer to Albert on that one.
It's a half-cent sales, part of the sales tax that everybody pays. There's a half a cent that is collected statewide, and then it's distributed to the county, and then it passes through to all of the local agencies. So it is a sales tax revenue that's coming in that is designated as a supplemental funding for law enforcement.
It is not part of the general fund.
No. This is a designated revenue source, and we use it primarily for equipment replacement. We do provide $50,000 that comes to general fund for overtime, but it is a restricted source of funding.
Thanks for that.
Okay. Any comments for Chief from the public? Seeing none, this is an action item.
I motion to approve item 11.1.
Second.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert,
Yes.
Councilmember Patassi,
Yes.
Councilmember Kettering,
Yes.
Councilmember Murdoch,
Yes.
and Mayor Barrios.
Yes, this item passes 5-0. Thank you, Chief. All right, 11.2, Mr. Roberts, how you doing this evening?
Just fine. Good evening, Madam Mayor,
Good
members of
evening.
the City Council. Tonight, we're going to talk about gophers a little bit, and some squirrels maybe.
Oh, my dad's favorite subject. Thank you.
So, I'd like you to consider a resolution authorizing the purchase of a pressurized exhaust rodent control, known as PERC, equipment from H&M Gopher Control Manufacturing in the amount of $18,574.30 to be funded by Parks Replacement Fund 549. The City of Oakdale maintains over 100 acres of parkland and approximately 60 acres at our wastewater treatment facility. Effective rodent control is necessary to protect public safety, turf areas, irrigation systems, and infrastructure. This is Cottleswood Park. This is one of our very popular soccer parks for practice and stuff like that. And these are some pictures taken by one of our residents showing, hey, gopher problem. So we know we have rodents, and for the past, I want to say, 5 years, we have been using Clark at Pest Control to take care of our rodents. Well, the state of California has now outlawed chemical pesticides for rodent control. So we are now left with the only option, which is PERC, which is this machine that we're looking at buying. The City of Oakdale currently contracts with Clark. We spend about $31,000, almost $32,000 a year. And that's just if we stick straight to the contract. If we say, hey, we see problem areas, we need you to come back out, then those costs go up. So if you look at that over, say, 5 years, that's $157,000. Let me show you. That's the machine we're looking at purchasing. This company makes these specifically for this purpose. This is their middle grade one. They have one smaller for individual ranches. They have, this is most municipalities use this one, and then they have it for large 1,000-acre plus farms and stuff like that. So we're looking at the middle unit. And so HM Gopher, we went and got 3 prices, or tried to get 3 bids. It was way cheaper to get this PERC machine from H&M Gopher. They're the ones that make it. It's not like you can just go to Tractor Supply and say, hey, get me a PERC machine. There's only a few companies that make them. One, Jackrabbit Equipment makes one, and they didn't give us a response. But just so you know, in the fairness to Jackrabbit, Jackrabbit is the model of Midland tractor that gave us that price of $24,000. So staff is very comfortable with this machine. Our supervisor for parks has used this type of machine. Actually, I think not this exact machine, but one like it. You do not need a QAC or QAL to run this. Our staff will be trained to run it. This is kind of how it works. You find the gopher holes, and then you put the gas in there, the exhaust, and then you plug the holes. And there's a process that goes through. We don't need to go into that whole mess of process. But the thing that I thought was amazing was this $157,000 in 5 years, or $18,000 plus some staff time. And just so you know too, when we're managing a Clark account, we still have a lot of staff time that goes into that. We have staff time that takes for us to, call Clark, see it through, follow up. It's just not quick and easy. So we're hoping to replace all that with our guys who are out in the field, mowing this stuff every day. They see it, they know, hey, this isn't working, or our rodent problem's still here. So we can't give them a cookie anymore, so that's out of it. So this is kind of our only option. We feel like we can save money going this direction. So staff recommends that the City Council adopt a resolution authorizing the purchase of the PERC RC412 rodent control system from H&M Gopher Control Manufacturers and Sales in the amount of $18,574.30 to be funded by the Parks Replacement Fund 549. Any questions?
So Jeff, with the purchase of this Gopher machine, we will cancel our contract with Clark, correct?
Yeah, only for the perf.
For this,
That's
okay.
right. And so we did, if you remember, we just brought to you
Yep.
guys last, couple of weeks ago, a
Yep.
couple sessions ago, the pest control for weed abatement.
Yep.
We have Clark still in contract with that, but we removed this when we went out to bid because it just doesn't pencil out to keep going that direction.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
You taught me so much right now, Jeff. I had no idea this was how you got rid of gophers. And now when we get this, I must be there when they first use it so I can see how it is dealt with. So yes, please.
My dad actually drove to Oregon to buy one of these machines. It's pretty neat. Pretty
Okay.
neat. Any other questions for Jeff?
I do. I'm personally a fan of the propane ones where you,
Yeah. We don't want to do that in our parks. City staff blowing up gopher holes, probably not the best image for everybody.
real question though, is there any worries on exhaust gas lingering after treatment when kids are occupying the field or
Not at
anything
all.
like that?
No, I did not, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jared, I didn't sit and read the entire booklet, but it's very safe. You follow the directions and you do everything, it's only harmful to gophers and squirrels. So,
Off of that, is there any downtime for the field after it's been treated? Like you gotta stay off for a half hour?
no, I think I'll be honest, I'm not the expert on that, but I did talk to Mike, Olson, and he said that while you're doing your work, you're also treating. So you kind of bring your guys in treating, so the time that it's down, most people aren't in the park while you're mowing it anyway, so it's happening at that same time.
Sorry. While they're working, are they gonna have to wear specialized masks?
No, so this is just like, I hate to say this is the exhaust on a car, right? It's only deadly if you close the garage door.
Okay.
They put this in the hole, they covered the hole so that the gas can't get out, and, we'll leave it at that.
Will there be any ways of addressing the tunnels, like after, say hopefully you eradicate all of them, so it helps? Is there any way of addressing the tunnels or anything like that, or is that something you guys even really have to worry about?
It's probably, most of them remain unseen, and if they're too far below the surface. So, our guys basically fill gopher holes, they have protocol they do, if they find gopher holes, and it's a tough job trying to keep ahead of those things. And we have a lot of money in our sports fields. We have a lot of people that I don't want to see any one of our children get hurt, twist an ankle over a gopher. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, any comments from the public on this item? Okay, this is an action item. Bring it back to council.
I motion to approve item 11.2.
Second.
First and a second, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert?
Yes.
Councilmember Patassi?
Yes.
Councilmember Kettering?
Yes.
Councilmember Murdoch? Yes. And Mayor Burris?
Yes, this item passes 5-0. Thank you, Colleen. All right, 11.3.
Mayor, we're requesting council to adopt a resolution accepting the fiscal year 22-23, 23-24, and 24-25 annual report on development impact fees, AB 1600. We're required to put, although our budget details how we're spending our money, the state requires that we put together this report to post on our website on how our development impact fees are being spent. And so we're doing some catch up on a couple of the years. It just tracks where we're spending our money. One of our largest expenditures was our park funds that we use for the Gregor Sports Park. Usually on most of the funds, we accumulate for capital replacement or capital infrastructure related to new development. And so this is, so there's not really an extensive on this. It's just tracking, because we do track all our development impact fees separately, and they are restricted for infrastructure related to new development.
State's requiring this of us. We're just playing catch up. Get it
Yes,
done.
yes.
Pretty much, bottom line.
Yes.
Perfect. Any questions for Albert from council?
Will you explain the bottom line to us? As I looked at that, it was unclear about what the balance is at the end of the report. We're not on the whole.
No, we have a couple of funds actually one, which is our fire equipment development impact fee that is in the hole, and it's been digging itself out of the hole. We had our streets was in the hole for many years, and part of that was the reimbursements that we did for Bridal Ridge subdivision. So on most of our funds, we accumulate that money, and then we do the projects that are identified as part of the development impacts. So and one was with the Gregor Sports Park, it took us 20 years to accumulate that money, and it took that money plus some of our COVID money that we got to build that park. Because I think we used about 1.5 million of COVID funds to build that. So it's one of those that we accumulate the funds. We are at this point with our water impact fees, we're about $4 million, but we're in the process of developing a new well that's going to use probably about $2 million of that. And so you're just accumulating those funds, and as growth comes into play, these monies are there to build that infrastructure.
This wasn't as much a question about our budget, we'll do that later, as it was about publishing.
Yes, it is, and it's just publishing it in a single place, although if you were to look within our budget, many cities don't provide the detail that we do, so that if you were to look at any of our budgets, there's 6 years worth of history there. And so you could see what the money was being used for. And so this is another state mandate on trying to provide some transparency on how those development fees are being used.
I just wondered if now that it's published, people would be asking the same thing, that would trigger them to ask that question, and I wanted to make sure it was answered.
Okay,
When they do ask that question.
thank you.
Okay, any comments from the public on this item? Okay, seeing none. Somebody want to make a motion?
I motion. Second.
We have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Patassi?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Gilbert?
Yes.
Councilmember Murdoch? Yes. Councilmember Kettering?
Yes.
And Mayor Barry?
Yes, this passes 5-0. Thank you, Colleen. City Manager, anything else to add?
Nothing more to add tonight, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any council member have an item?
Thank you to A Small Town Christmas for the fabulous ice skating rink and all of the festivities that happened in December. Also, thank you to Cher at the Chamber for helping. And Amy and her crew in the back row. We really appreciate you. Thank you for bringing Christmas cheer to our town. To me, it felt like Whoville. I don't know to everyone else, but thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Quick shout out to this guy named Rudy. Nobody knows him, but he did a huge amount as a volunteer at the ski.
Thank you, Rudy. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Small Town Christmas. So on behalf of the Oakdale Chamber of Commerce, we do have our annual awards coming up on February 27th. And we have announced Mr. and Mrs. Bardona will be our Lifetime Achievement for this year. So we look forward to having that. Also, the Mayor's State of the City is January 28th. So I hope you all can join us. And I just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And thanks again, Small Town Christmas, Amy, Christopher, Mary, Mark, Lindsay, Danielle, Gretchen, Rudy, just
Bree Swan.
Mindy, Bree Swan, just everybody for all the work that they've done. Anyway, we'll see you in 2 and 2. We'll see you on Tuesday, January 20th. Have a great couple weeks. Meeting adjourned.